how this big spin is going to influence our weather. Your forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas starts right now.
This is Meteo Mundo.
Hi friends, good to see you on this Wednesday, March 27th. I'm back here with another Meteo Mundo video, your forecast for the Caribbean and the Bahamas. And coming up in this video, we'll talk about how this big old spin in the Western Atlantic will be influencing our weather, bringing some rain and wind to some. We've got a cold front coming out of the United States that could be impacting some of our area, including the Bahamas. We've had some heavy rain in portions of the Lesser Antilles today, including Barbados, some rough surf and sea conditions, and it is still baking in portions of Central America. So as we get started, thank you so much for liking the video. We'll dive right into it. You can see that broad spin. Nice counterclockwise spin just south of Bermuda. We're going to kick up the winds, and it's going to pull in some moisture to places like Puerto Rico and the northern side of the Lesser Antilles. It's been relatively dry there now, but I do expect more rain to come. You can see the showers that are moving through portions of Florida right now on this late Wednesday afternoon. Now they're slow to sink to the south and to the east, but notice they're back building to the south and to the west. There's more energy in the eastern Gulf of Mexico that'll be feeding into this, and these showers and storms will move across the state. Now, they're going to be breaking apart as they get into the northwest Bahamas for Grand Bahama and New Providence, but certainly the opportunity to catch at least some showers with this as we get into our Thursday. Obviously, go along with some cloudier skies as well. Some of that energy might try and kick down towards the Yucatan. We're trying to get a couple of showers to pop up on this late Wednesday in portions of Jamaica. It's not much. You can see some cloud coverage for places like Mandeville and Maypen, the western sides of the island on over towards Savannah, Lamar, Negril, and Montego Bay. Let me know in the comments if you've seen any showers there for my friends in Jamaica. But again, just a few spotty showers there. A little bit of cloud coverage in the southern sides of Haiti, including Lacaille. We've had some cloudier skies in Puerto Rico today from time to time. It really hasn't spelled a lot of rain. We've kicked up the surf and sea conditions in the northern sides of the Lesser Antilles, but then you get back down into places like Barbados and St. Vincent and St. Lucia and Martinique and Dominica, and you can see those bright white clouds. We've actually had some very heavy rain in portions of the island, including Barbados, where there actually is a flash flood watch that's currently in effect. So we've had some localized heavy rain through portions of the Lesser Antilles. If you've seen some of that, let me know in the comments section below what you've been seeing. We've also kicked up the surf and sea conditions with the winds that have been outside as well. So zooming out, next thing I want to do is we'll put on the winds because that's, again, kicking up the surf and sea conditions here for us. So let me throw those on, and you're going to see that there's some gusts from time to time here in the 25 to 30 mile an hour range as you get into portions of the U.S. Virgin Islands. There's Charlotte Amalie there in the St. Thomas area. They've had about a 33 mile an hour wind gust. Some cloudier skies. Again, maybe a few showers. I just looked at the San Juan radar. There's really nothing there. You can see that we do have some thicker clouds through portions of the northern side of the Lesser Antilles as well for Anguilla and St. Bartholomew and Barbuda, and Antigua. So rougher surf and seas here, heavier rains off towards the south. So that's the first thing I want to dive into are some of the broad weather impacts that we're seeing right now on this Wednesday. For Barbados, you have a flash flood watch through the remainder of today between about 20 and 50 millimeters of rain in some areas. Shouldn't be widespread, but pockets of heavier rain could lead to localized flash flooding. Again, if you've seen some of that, let me know in the comments section below. For Barbuda, Anguilla, and the British Virgin Islands, you have a high surf warning. We're kicking things up outside here over the next couple of days. For Antigua, Montserrat, St. Kitts and Nevis, it's a high surf advisory. Beachgoers need to be very cautious. Small craft should be exercising caution or maybe staying in port. And obviously, we're going to have some long period swells, the possibility of some low-lying areas, at least with some localized flooding. I'll be monitoring that. For the Northwest Bahamas, as that front arrives tomorrow, we are going to have a small craft advisory. So those, again, are some broader perspectives of things that are happening right now. Obviously, one of the other big stories are the temperatures. So let me switch over to that. We'll go into a little bit different perspective here, our infrared satellite imagery. Now, I do want to start with my friends in Belize. It has been absolutely scorching inland. One of our followers commented yesterday as San Ignacio hit 114 degrees. They've gotten up to 97 so far today. There is a heat alert for places like San Ignacio and inland Belize. Now, it looks like we're going to top off today more in that 102, 103 range. But again, let me know what you're seeing in that area. That's what the alert is for a temperature up to 103. But again, we could spike even higher than that. So we've cooled down a little bit, and I do expect cooler weather to be moving in. We're going to try and stay below the triple digits starting tomorrow. Elsewhere, again, it's really just area dependent. Kingston has been up to 89. It's been pretty hot. It's been pretty muggy there. It's been pretty hot and muggy in the ABC Islands. We're warming back up in in the Santo Domingo area, the Dominican Republic, as we have dried out. Extremely dependent on where we're seeing some showers. Again, Anguilla, the thicker cloud covers, the opportunity for some passing showers like St. Martin, you drop down to 75. St. Martin, 73. Look, you don't get down to 73 in March if you don't have a few showers around the island. So again, the opportunity for some spottier rain there. Elsewhere, temperatures again ahead of this front, and places like Nassau have reached the lower 80s, and you can see the showers and storms that are on the way. All right, next thing I want to do is take a look at this big spin. Now, one of the highlights of this week has been the fact that we haven't had that strong easterly really kick in through the western Atlantic and the trade winds across the Caribbean. Well, guess what? Now we're going to start to pick up more of a northeast breeze, and that's going to take some of that moisture that I showed you and drop it to the south. So now we're going to get, it might just be light rain, but we're going to get the opportunity for more widespread showers through the northern side of the Lesser Antilles, the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, portions of the Bahamas, and maybe portions of Jamaica and the Cayman Islands as well. You get as far south as Trinidad and Tobago, and we're still looking at relatively dry conditions. But again, you can see that we have kind of a northwest wind that's going to be swinging more out of the northeast, and eventually as we sneak into next week, more of that strong easterly wind. We can also see the impacts of this front. Look, this is a pretty strong front for late March to try and drive these northerly winds deep into the western side of the Atlantic. So that opportunity is going to be there. When I look at the water vapor imagery, again, you can see that there is a copious amount of moisture that's going to be coming along with this. And right along this axis right there, we're going to have additional showers trying to develop coming in with that northerly breeze. Just very interesting features. A lot of wind again for Bermuda, relatively cool conditions. We've had just some strong storms coming off of the United States East Coast. So how does this break down for rain over the next 5 days? Well, let me throw this into motion here. Again, what you're going to notice, and the first thing I actually want to talk about is the Bahamas, because you would see what's happening right now in Florida and think, okay, here we go. Another round of strong storms and, really nasty weather coming in. I don't expect that to be the case. As a matter of fact, this should be undergoing pretty good transition and breaking up as we get into our Thursday. So as we get into Thursday, you can see a few showers sneak across the area, but it's really more about the wind. I don't expect there to be any concentrated rain. There'll be some downpours. There'll be some wind-driven showers as we get into the lunchtime hour for Walker's Key and Bimini and Grand Bahama, Freeport, Lucaya, and Weston and High Rock. Marsh Harbor could catch a shower. Same thing down towards Eleuthera and Andros and New Providence, but not big-time showers here. Believe it or not, the rain might actually try and reform in the southeast Bahamas and the Turks and the Caicos for some showers there. And then it's more about this rain interacting with that northeast wind. So now you have the moisture coming in, you have the winds in a different direction to get more lift in the atmosphere. Guess what you get? You get the opportunity for more widespread showers in the areas that I just mentioned. So something I'll be monitoring as we get into the weekend would be some rain for Santo Domingo and San Juan and Roadtown and Anguilla and St. Kitts and Nevis, the northern side of the Leeward Islands. So again, not a bad situation if you're looking for some rain, that's for sure. So how this plays out is, generally speaking, we'll stay dry through Friday. But then as we get into Saturday and Sunday, the 30th and the 31st, you see that moisture beginning to return. And again, it may be fairly light rain, but for late March, it is going to be relatively widespread. And I'll zoom this out and you can just see this moisture sinking off with these northerly winds. So we're going to be relatively dry. It's today, tomorrow, and Friday. We talked about some of the heavier rain places like Barbados has seen, but it has been very localized. But now we get more into a widespread rain pattern here as we get towards the weekend. For the remainder of the Lesser Antilles, from Guadeloupe and Dominica, Martinique, St. Lucia, and Barbados, it's the same situation. More moisture begins to return over the weekend. I still want to favor areas north for the better chance for showers, but you'll certainly be into play. Now you get as far south as Grenada and Trinidad and Tobago. I feel like I've been saying this whole year so far, relatively limited opportunity for moisture. We might actually pick up a little bit of south wind again into Saturday and Sunday and try and drive a couple of showers into your area, but many dry hours and locations through those areas. ABC Islands, I'm letting this loop, guys. Again, we might catch a shower here or there. Generally speaking, temperatures will be running around 30 degrees Celsius. We'll start to pick up our strong easterly winds coming back in early next week. Rain chances, though, do not look very impressive. For my friends in Jamaica, again, spotty showers today. You're going to get better chances for rain as well Saturday and Sunday. So let's play this out step by step. This is the model. Let me bring it all the way back to now. Again, the model doesn't show much, but we're seeing some cloud development this afternoon. Now, I would not expect a lot of rain across the island Thursday and Friday. Let's slip into the weekend, the 30th. We might actually try and get some rain to move in even during the overnight hours. There's just more moisture. It means a better opportunity for showers, and this is island-wide. I think Kingston has about the same chance for rain as Montego Bay, as Maypen, as Mandeville, as Ocho Rios, Port Antonio. I'm not favoring any one area. Nice little blow-up. Let me get back to that here. Just a nice little blow-up of rain on Saturday morning. This could certainly move in a little bit later in the day, but your opportunity for some rain, along with dropping the temperatures and humidity, come back into play as we get into the weekend. And it's really the same scenario for my friends in places like Honduras and Guatemala and in Belize. Again, one way we can cool things off is to get some showers into the forecast. And there is some decent rain chances that'll be moving back in. That does include inland Belize, but certainly favoring at least some heavier rain along the coastline and then back down towards the Honduras coastline as well, including Roatan and San Pedro Sula and La Chiba. If you have some travel plans to Cancun and Cozumel, you might catch a brief shower as this front moves through, but it's a progressive front. It'll be moving fairly quickly. The rain should be in and out. And again, for you guys, it's earlier. It'll be kind of moving in late tonight and then in our Thursday with some clearer skies after that. So again, you can see the progression of that front, but the front does work its way fairly far to the south and to the east. So let's take a look at total precipitation over the next 5 days. How does this play out here? Well, on the first, that's fine. We'll take a look at that. That's good enough. Basically, we're extending it a little bit more than 5 days, but I'm absolutely fine with that. Again, we see a decent amount of blue and even some purples and pinks on this map for late March. And man, oh man, that system really blows up some heavy rain in the open waters of the central Atlantic. But again, the areas that I mentioned, is it going to be heavy rain? Probably in most areas, no. But could there be days of lighter rain that gets us a quarter or gets us a half inch of rain or a little bit more? Yeah, there's that opportunity. Sorry, I was looking at something off screen there. But you can see, again, there's the situation for the Dominican Republic. Pretty widespread quarter, maybe northern sides of Haiti even catch a little bit more than that. But just a nice swath of some heavier possibilities there. For my friends in Jamaica, what does it look like there? Again, maybe we get a half inch of rain in a couple of spots. You know, model doesn't have much on the western side of the island. I don't buy it. I think everyone has a chance for a quarter to a half inch. I think that's a really nice average here. You can see that not far away, maybe there's an inch of rain. Now, maybe that shifts a little bit farther west and actually goes over the island, but you're just looking for better rain chances overall. Let me get back to an area that I missed the first time because I was off screen. That's in Barbados and St. Lucia. Again, it's not going to be heavy rain, but the opportunity is there. We'll favor the northern side of the island chain a little bit more. And then here's this bullseye of rain, coastal Guatemala, portions of Honduras. There's Roatan, over an inch of rain. And again, for Belize, we favor higher rain chances along the coastline, but at least the opportunity for a couple of showers inland to cool things off. San Pedro, a quarter of an inch. Belize, maybe up to a half inch. And again, for the Bahamas, even though there's all this heavy rain off towards the west, it really fizzles out before it gets here. Now, you'll get a wind shift, and you'll get some cooler weather again coming your way as well. And speaking of that, That's the next thing I actually want to look at here. I'm going to switch over to the temperatures. And as I'm doing so, because I haven't mentioned it yet, if you wouldn't mind giving me a like, if you want the latest forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas, please hit subscribe right now. And not only that, I have no idea what I was about to say. I said like, I said subscribe, didn't I? Oh, I know what I was going to say. You have a comment, maybe that my brain's not all there today. Drop it in the comments section below. If you have a question about the forecast, drop it in the comments section below. I record these as if I'm live. I'm not going to start over, but I have no idea what just happened to my brain right there. That's okay. I'm going to give myself a pass. So I'm switching over to our our temperatures here for tomorrow. I want to look at that on the 28th. I've also put the winds on here again. And I just want you to notice, I want to get back into Belize just because I mentioned it might be a little bit cooler. Look, hey, we're out of the triple digits. And that's what I'm trying to say. And notice that the north wind is also going to be kicking in. So we're going to finally start to see some cooler changes. For Jamaica, you know, maybe we get up to 87, 88 for tomorrow on the southeast side of the island, cooler on the northern side with that northerly breeze. So again, the impacts of this front are going to be felt. Look at Freeport tomorrow, probably staying in the 70s. Should be a little bit warmer in Nassau because it's more of a west wind, but upper 70s there. So you get the idea. Here come these north winds driving in some cooler air. Really, outside of portions of Central America, tomorrow looks pretty nice. Now, I think the model might be underdoing a little bit. We should be in some mid and upper 80s here and there, but you get the idea that that north wind is going to be wrapping some cooler weather in. Speaking of wrapping, I think I should wrap things up because I don't know what's going on. Look, here's where you can follow us outside of these fantastic YouTube videos. My goodness, TikTok, Instagram, X, Facebook. You want to send me a picture or a video, want to tell me how awesome I am, mymeteomundo@gmail.com. You can also put that in the comment section below as well. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, friends. I'll keep you updated. I'll see you soon, right here at Meteo Mundo.